All right, so today we're prepping for a ship assistant engineer interview.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, really is. And we're using RoleCatcher's guides to help us out.
Yeah, they're career and interview guides for this role specifically.
Yeah, think of it as a crash course to acing that interview.
And also getting a peek into the career itself.
Exactly. So we're going to break down those tough questions,
The ones they might throw your way,
but also give you those golden nuggets about the career path itself.
things like growth and specialization.
Even what your day-to-day might look like.
Right.
Plus, we're going to show you how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon.
In tailoring your responses.
Yeah, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's set sail.
All right, so first up, imagine you're sitting across from the interviewer.
Okay.
And they ask, can you tell us about your experience with diesel engines?
Okay.
Now, this might seem straightforward,
Yeah.
but what are they really trying to uncover here?
Yeah, it's more than just listing off engine types you've seen.
They want to see your depth of understanding.
Oh, okay.
So think maintenance schedules,
Okay.
troubleshooting tricky problems, maybe even a time you had to get creative with a repair at sea.
Oh, wow.
RoleCatcher's data actually shows that interviewers highly value candidates who can speak to those specific areas.
Really?
Yeah,
So it's about showing you're not just a parts replacer, you're a problem solver.
precisely. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI feedback can be a game changer.
Yeah, okay.
You can practice your answer and the AI will analyze it,
Wow.
highlighting areas where you could add more detail or stronger examples.
So it's like having a personalized coach.
Yeah, pointing you in the right direction.
That's amazing. Now, let's say the interviewer follows up with, can you describe a time you had to diagnose a diesel engine problem under pressure?
Okay.
How would you tackle that?
This is your chance to shine.
Okay.
Choose a situation where you had to stay calm, think critically, and maybe even go beyond the usual procedures.
Okay.
Highlight your problem-solving process.
So,
What steps did you take? What resources did you use?
right.
And most importantly, what was the outcome? Did you save the day?
I love it. Okay, I'm getting the picture. Now moving on to another key question.
Okay.
How do you ensure compliance with safety regulations on board?
Okay.
This one feels pretty important, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This goes beyond knowing the rule book. They want to see that safety is ingrained in your work style.
Well,
Think about specific regulations you've implemented. Maybe it's a safety checklist you developed, a time you had to correct someone else's unsafe practice, or how you ensure everyone understands emergency protocols.
right.
Yeah.
So it's about showing you're not just following rules, you're actively creating a safe environment.
Right.
What if they dig deeper and ask, have you ever had to make a tough call regarding safety that might have delayed operations?
Now they're testing your judgment and commitment.
Okay.
Briefly explain the situation, the potential risks involved, and how you weighed those against operational needs. This is less about the right answer and more about showcasing your ability to think critically and make tough decisions in a high-pressure environment.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's about showing you can be decisive while still prioritizing safety. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. How do you ensure that the ship's machinery is properly maintained and repaired? What's the strategy here?
This is where you showcase your proactive approach to maintenance.
Okay.
Anyone can fix something that's broken, but they want to see that you can prevent those breakdowns in the first place. Talk about developing and implementing maintenance schedules, your knowledge of best practices, and how you anticipate potential issues.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking for that forward-thinking engineer who
Yeah.
keeps things running smoothly.
Right.
What kind of follow-up question might you get on this topic?
They could ask something like, tell me about a time you identified a potential problem before it became a major issue. This is where you showcase your proactive mindset. Did you notice unusual wear and tear? Did you spot a trend in performance data? Highlight your attention to detail and how it prevented a costly or dangerous situation.
That makes sense. Now let's shift gears to a question that focuses on your electrical expertise.
Okay.
Can you tell us about your experience with electrical systems on board?
Okay.
What kind of specifics should you highlight here?
Think about the types of systems you've worked on, from basic wiring to more complex control systems.
Okay.
Highlight your troubleshooting abilities.
Okay.
Maybe you diagnosed a tricky electrical fault or had to repair a critical system under pressure.
And what about those who might not have extensive electrical experience? Should they be worried?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If your experience is limited, be honest about it, but focus on your willingness to learn and your fundamental understanding of electrical principles.
Okay.
You could even mention specific courses or certifications you're pursuing to enhance your skills. RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you identify those relevant certifications based on your current experience and the job requirements.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a personalized roadmap for skill development.
That's incredibly helpful. Okay, let's move on to a question that really puts your problem-solving abilities to the test.
Okay.
Can you describe a time you had to solve a complex problem on board?
Right.
This one feels like a make-or-break moment.
It's your chance to shine.
Okay.
Choose an example that demonstrates your ability to think critically and creatively under pressure.
Right.
Don't just describe the problem. Walk them through your thought process.
Okay.
What options did you consider? What resources did you utilize? And how did your solution impact the situation? Were you able to minimize downtime?
Oh, wow.
Did you find a workaround for a limited resource?
So it's about painting a vivid picture of your problem-solving prowess.
Exactly.
What if they follow up with something like, looking back, is there anything you would have done differently in that situation?
That's a great question. Yeah.
It shows you're always striving to improve. You can discuss lessons learned, alternative approaches you've considered since then, or even how this experience shaped your approach to problem solving. It demonstrates a growth mindset which is highly valued by employers.
That's excellent advice. Now let's tackle another crucial question. How do you ensure that the ship is operating efficiently and effectively?
Okay.
What are they really getting at here?
They want to see that you're not just focused on your individual tasks, but you're thinking about the big picture fuel efficiency, minimizing downtime, optimizing workflows. Think about a time you identified an inefficiency and proactively came up with a solution.
Okay.
Maybe you streamlined a maintenance procedure or found a way to reduce energy consumption.
So it's about showcasing your initiative and your understanding of how different systems impact the ship's overall performance.
Right.
What kind of follow-up question might you get here? They might ask something like, describe a time you had to convince others to adopt a new approach or procedure. This is where you highlight your communication and persuasion skills.
Oh, okay.
How did you present your ideas? How did you address concerns or resistance? Ultimately, were you able to implement the change and achieve positive results?
That's a great example. Now let's delve into a question that focuses on your hydraulic systems knowledge. Can you tell us about your experience with hydraulic systems on board? What should you emphasize in your response?
Think about the specific systems you've worked on, from steering gear to winches and cranes. Showcase your troubleshooting expertise.
Okay.
Maybe you diagnosed a complex hydraulic leak or had to repair a critical system in a tight spot.
And what if they ask, what are some common challenges you've encountered with hydraulic systems and how have you addressed them?
This is where you show you're a seasoned pro.
Okay.
Discuss common issues like leaks, pressure fluctuations, and component wear. Explain how you approach troubleshooting these problems. What diagnostic tools do you use? What repair techniques are you familiar with? And most importantly, how do you ensure the system's reliability and safety after repairs?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to a question that assesses your ability to handle pressure. Can you describe a time you had to work under pressure on board? This one feels pretty intense.
It is. But it's also your chance to show you're cool under fire.
Okay.
Choose a situation where you had to stay calm, prioritize tasks, and make critical decisions in a high-stress environment.
Right?
Maybe you had to deal with an unexpected engine failure, a weather emergency, or a critical equipment malfunction.
So it's about demonstrating your composure and your ability to think clearly when things get chaotic.
Right.
What if they follow up with, how do you manage stress in a demanding environment like this?
This is where you share your coping mechanisms.
Okay.
It could be anything from taking deep breaths and focusing on the task at hand to relying on your training and experience to guide your actions. You can also mention the importance of teamwork and communication in managing stress. How do you support your colleagues and how do they support you in challenging situations?
That's great advice. Now let's dive into a question that highlights the unique challenges of working at sea. How do you ensure that the ship's systems are properly maintained and repaired while at sea? What are some key points to address here?
This is about resourcefulness and adaptability.
Okay.
When you're at sea, you don't have the luxury of running to the nearest supply store.
Right.
So you need to be able to make do with what you have, improvise solutions, and prioritize repairs based on their urgency and impact on the ship's operation.
So it's about being MacGyver in the middle of the ocean.
Exactly.
What kind of follow-up question might you get on this topic?
They could ask, tell me about a time you had to improvise a solution to a problem at sea. This is your chance to shine.
Yeah, right.
Did you have to jury-rig a repair using unconventional materials?
Wow.
Did you find a creative workaround for a missing part?
Okay.
Highlight your ability to think outside the box and solve problems with limited resources.
Okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. They're really looking for those who can adapt and problem solve.
Exactly.
Now, our final interview question takes us back to technical expertise.
Okay.
Can you tell us about your experience with refrigeration systems on board? What kind of specifics should you focus on?
Think about the types of refrigeration systems you've worked on, from cargo holds to food storage and air conditioning.
Okay.
Highlight your understanding of their operation, your ability to troubleshoot problems, and your experience with routine maintenance.
And what if they ask, describe a time you had to troubleshoot a refrigeration system malfunction that was impacting critical operations? What kind of situation would you choose to showcase your skills?
Choose an example that demonstrates your understanding of the system, your diagnostic abilities, and your ability to work quickly and efficiently under pressure.
Okay.
Did you have to isolate a leak, repair a faulty compressor, or maybe even improvise a temporary cooling solution to prevent cargo spoilage?
So it's about showing you can handle the pressure and find solutions that keep the ship running smoothly even when things go wrong. Now, before we move on, I want to highlight something you've touched on throughout this interview. Prep RoleCatcher's AI feedback tool.
Nice.
It sounds like a real game changer for fine-tuning your responses.
It truly is.
Yeah.
Imagine having an expert interviewer analyzing your every word, pointing out areas for improvement, and suggesting ways to make your answers even stronger. That's what RoleCatcher's AI does.
That's incredible. How does it work exactly?
You simply input your answers to practice questions into the platform.
Okay.
The AI then analyzes your responses, taking into account the specific job requirements and the company's culture.
Wow.
It provides personalized feedback highlighting areas where you could add more detail, provide stronger examples, or even refine your delivery.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that we've tackled those tough interview questions, let's shift gears and explore the bigger picture. The Ship Assistant Engineer career path itself.
All right.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide is a treasure trove of information on this topic.
It really is.
And it's crucial to have this broader perspective, not just for your interview, but for your long-term career aspirations as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So let's start with the basics. What are the typical responsibilities of a ship assistant engineer, and how do they evolve as you gain experience?
At the entry level, you'll primarily be assisting the chief and duty engineers,
Okay.
learning the ropes and supporting basic operations. Think of it as your apprenticeship, where you're absorbing knowledge like a sponge and developing your hands-on skills.
So a lot of learning by doing.
Yes.
What happens as you progress to a junior role?
You'll start taking on more responsibility for maintenance and repairs, troubleshooting problems, and even contributing to safety protocols.
Okay.
You're becoming more independent and applying what you've learned in more challenging situations.
So you're transitioning from apprentice to journeyman. What about the next step? The ship assistant engineer role itself.
This is where you truly step into a leadership position. You're overseeing more complex operations, collaborating with maritime engineers, and potentially supervising junior team members. You're not just following instructions anymore, you're making decisions and guiding others.
That sounds like a significant leap in responsibility.
It is.
And what about the pinnacle, the senior ship assistant engineer?
This is where you become the master of your domain.
All right.
You're managing entire sections of the ship's operations, developing maintenance plans, mentoring the next generation of engineers, and contributing to the overall efficiency and safety of the vessel.
That's an incredible journey. It sounds like there's a clear path for growth and advancement in this field.
There certainly is.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that continuous learning is key to success. The maritime industry is constantly evolving, so staying up to date with the latest technologies, regulations, and best practices is crucial for career advancement.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually provides a wealth of information on professional development opportunities. It lists relevant certifications, courses, and even professional organizations that can help you enhance your skills and advance your career.
It's a fantastic resource for mapping out your professional journey. And speaking of valuable insights, RoleCatcher's Career Guide also highlights some interesting pros and cons of the job.
Okay.
These are the things they don't usually tell you in the job description.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
What are some of the less obvious perks and challenges of working as a ship assistant engineer?
Well, one of the biggest pros is the opportunity for travel.
Oh, wow.
As a ship assistant engineer, you'll have the chance to see the world, experience different cultures, and visit ports of call that most people only dream of.
That's an incredible perk.
It is.
It's like a built-in adventure travel package.
Exactly.
What about the downsides?
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that come with this globe-trotting lifestyle?
The biggest challenge is probably the demanding work schedule.
Okay.
Long hours and extended periods away from home are part of the deal. You'll be working in shifts, often 12 hours on and 12 hours off, and you need to be prepared to work weekends and holidays.
No, it's not for everyone. It requires a certain level of commitment, flexibility, and resilience.
Exactly. It's a lifestyle choice as much as a career choice. But for those who thrive in a dynamic and challenging environment, it can be incredibly rewarding.
That's a great point. Now let's talk about a topic that's increasingly important in the maritime industry, sustainability.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions the growing focus on reducing emissions and improving fuel efficiency in the shipping sector. How can ship assistant engineers contribute to this effort?
They play a vital role.
Okay.
From optimizing engine performance to implementing new technologies and even exploring alternative energy sources, ship assistant engineers are at the forefront of this green revolution in shipping.
So it's not just about keeping the ship running smoothly, it's about doing it in a way that's environmentally responsible.
Exactly. And with a growing awareness of climate change and the impact of shipping on the environment, this aspect of the job is only going to become more important in the years to come.
That's a great point. It sounds like there's a real opportunity for ship assistant engineers to make a positive impact on the world.
There is.
Yeah.
And that's another compelling reason to consider this rewarding and in-demand profession.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to revisit a topic we touched on earlier, the use of RoleCatcher's AI for tailoring your interview responses and getting personalized feedback.
Right.
Can you elaborate on why this feature is so valuable for job seekers?
Of course, it's like having a secret weapon in your arsenal. Imagine being able to fine-tune your answers, identify areas for improvement, and practice your delivery, all with the help of an intelligent system that understands the specific job requirements and the company's culture.
Sounds like a game changer. How does it actually work?
You simply input your answers to practice interview questions into the platform,
Cool.
and RoleCatcher's AI analyzes your responses, providing tailored feedback. It might suggest adding more detail to certain areas, highlighting your key skills and experience, or even suggesting ways to structure your answers for maximum impact.
So it's like having a personal interview coach who knows exactly what the employer is looking for.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And by combining this AI-powered feedback with the insights and guidance from RoleCatcher's career and interview guides, you're setting yourself up for success in your job search.
That's incredible. Now let's shift gears and talk about some of the unique aspects of working as a ship assistant engineer.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide touches on the work environment and the types of interactions you'll have on the job. Can you paint a picture of what a typical day might look like for someone in this role?
Well, every day is different on a ship, but you can expect a dynamic and hands-on experience. You'll be working closely with the chief and duty engineers, interacting with other crew members, and often collaborating with maritime engineers on shore.
So it's a highly collaborative environment.
Absolutely. Strong communication and teamwork skills are essential.
Yeah.
You'll be communicating technical information, troubleshooting problems together, and coordinating efforts to keep the ship running smoothly.
And the work environment itself, what's it like?
It can be demanding.
Okay.
You'll be working in a variety of conditions, from the engine room to the deck, and sometimes even in confined spaces.
So it's not a desk job.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's physically demanding and requires a certain level of adaptability and resilience.
And what about the technological advancements mentioned in RoleCatcher's Career Guide?
Yeah.
How are those impacting the role of a ship assistant engineer?
Technology is rapidly evolving in the maritime industry. We're seeing more sophisticated and automated systems on board ships, which means ship assistant engineers need to stay up to date with the latest developments.
So continuous learning is crucial.
Absolutely. You might need to learn new software, operate advanced equipment, and even troubleshoot problems in highly automated systems.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
It sounds like a constantly evolving field.
it is, and that's part of what makes it so interesting. There's always something new to learn and new challenges to tackle.
Now let's talk about the career outlook for ship assistant engineers.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions that the employment outlook is stable, with a steady demand for professionals with technical expertise.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on this?
Sure. The maritime industry is global and essential to trade and transportation. As long as ships are sailing, there will be a need for skilled engineers to keep them running.
So it's a career path with good job security.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with experience and further qualifications, there are opportunities for career advancement and higher level positions.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide also mentions that ship assistant engineers can pursue roles in ship management companies, maritime consulting firms, or even government agencies.
Yeah.
It sounds like there are diverse career options within the industry.
There are.
Yeah.
Your experience as a ship assistant engineer can open doors to a variety of exciting paths.
That's great to know. Now, as we start to wrap up this deep dive, I'd love to hear your final thoughts on what makes this career path so compelling.
Sure.
What advice would you give to someone considering a career as a ship assistant engineer?
It's a challenging but rewarding career for those who are passionate about engineering, problem solving, and the maritime world.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a hands-on, dynamic, and globally oriented career, this could be a great fit.
What are some essential qualities for success in this role?
A strong work ethic, a thirst for knowledge, and the ability to work effectively in a team are essential.
And what about those who are just starting out?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Seek out internships or apprenticeships to gain practical experience. Network with industry professionals, attend conferences, and consider joining relevant organizations like the Technology Student Association or the American Society of Mechanical Engineers.
Those are great suggestions. It's all about building your skills, knowledge, and connections.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher is a valuable resource throughout your journey. Their platform provides insights, guidance, and tools to help you succeed at every stage of your career.
It's like having a personalized career coach in your pocket.
Exactly.
All right. Now, before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I want to circle back to a topic we touched on earlier, the importance of continuous learning.
Ah, yes. A crucial element for any successful ship assistant engineer.
Exactly. The maritime industry is constantly evolving, with new technologies and regulations emerging all the time.
It is.
How can ship assistant engineers stay ahead of the curve?
Well, there are several proactive steps you can take. First, make it a habit to subscribe to industry publications and newsletters.
Okay.
This will keep you informed about the latest trends, challenges, and innovations.
So stay informed about what's happening in the field.
Precisely. Next, consider attending conferences and workshops. Not only will you learn from experts, but you'll also have opportunities to network with other professionals and potentially even discover new career opportunities.
It's a chance to learn, connect, and expand your horizons.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of joining professional organizations.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions a few, like the Marine Technology Society and the Society of Naval Architects and Marine Engineers.
Yes, these organizations offer valuable resources, training opportunities, and a sense of community within the industry.
So it's about surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who can support your growth.
Exactly. And finally, don't be afraid to seek out mentorship.
Finding a more experienced engineer to guide you.
Yes, a mentor can provide invaluable advice, share their experiences, and help you navigate the challenges of the profession.
It's like having a personal guide through the complexities of the industry.
Precisely. And by combining these proactive steps with a genuine passion for learning, you'll be well equipped to thrive in this dynamic and ever-evolving field.
That's fantastic advice. Now let's shift our focus to another critical aspect of the ship assistant engineer role, safety.
Ah, yes, a paramount concern in the maritime industry.
Exactly. RoleCatcher's Career Guide stresses the importance of understanding and implementing safety regulations. Can you elaborate on why this is so crucial for ship assistant engineers?
Safety is everyone's responsibility on board a ship.
Yeah.
Ship assistant engineers play a vital role in ensuring the safety of the vessel, the crew, and the environment.
So it's not just about technical skills, it's about a mindset of safety consciousness.
Precisely. You need to be aware of potential hazards, follow established procedures, and be proactive in identifying and addressing any safety concerns.
What are some specific ways ship assistant engineers contribute to safety on board?
Well, they're involved in maintaining and inspecting safety equipment, conducting safety drills, and ensuring compliance with regulations.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions certifications like basic safety training and advanced firefighting.
Yes, these certifications demonstrate a commitment to safety and can enhance your credibility as a ship assistant engineer.
And what about the role of communication in maintaining a safe work environment?
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Ship assistant engineers need to effectively communicate safety procedures to the crew, report any hazards to their superiors, and collaborate with others to mitigate risks.
So it's about being a clear and proactive communicator when it comes to safety.
Absolutely. And remember, safety is an ongoing process. It requires constant vigilance, attention to detail, and a willingness to speak up when you see something that could compromise the well-being of the crew or the vessel.
That's excellent advice. Now let's delve into another aspect of the ship assistant engineer role that's highlighted in RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Okay.
The importance of understanding the ship's systems and equipment.
Ah, yes, the heart of the engineer's domain.
Exactly. Can you elaborate on why this knowledge is so crucial?
A ship assistant engineer needs a deep understanding of how the ship's various systems work together, from the propulsion system to the electrical system, the steering mechanism, and even the refrigeration system.
So it's not just about knowing how to fix individual components, it's about understanding the interconnectedness of the entire vessel.
Precisely.
Yeah.
This holistic understanding allows you to effectively troubleshoot problems, identify potential issues before they become major, and optimize the overall performance of the ship.
And how can ship assistant engineers develop this comprehensive knowledge?
Well, it starts with a solid educational foundation in marine engineering or a related field.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide lists several relevant degree subjects like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and naval architecture.
Yes, these programs provide the theoretical framework for understanding ship systems. But equally important is hands-on experience.
Working on board ships and getting your hands dirty.
Exactly. Internships, apprenticeships, and entry-level roles provide invaluable opportunities to learn from experienced engineers and apply your knowledge in real-world settings.
It's about bridging the gap between theory and practice.
Precisely. And don't forget the importance of ongoing professional development.
Staying up to date with the latest technologies and advancements.
Exactly. Attend workshops, pursue certifications, read industry publications, and never stop seeking out opportunities to expand your knowledge.
So it's a journey of lifelong learning.
It certainly is. And the more you know about the ship's systems and equipment, the more effective and valuable you'll be as a ship assistant engineer.
That's great advice. Now let's shift gears and talk about another crucial skill for success in this role, problem solving.
Ah, yes, the engineer's bread and butter.
Exactly. RoleCatcher's Career Guide emphasizes the need for strong problem-solving abilities in this demanding environment. Can you elaborate on why this skill is so crucial for ship assistant engineers?
Out at sea, you're often faced with unexpected challenges, equipment malfunctions, and situations that require quick thinking and innovative solutions.
So it's about being adaptable and resourceful.
Precisely.
Yeah.
A ship assistant engineer needs to be able to assess situations, identify the root cause of problems, and develop effective solutions often under pressure and with limited resources.
What are some key qualities that contribute to effective problem solving in this role?
Well, a strong foundation in engineering principles is essential.
Okay.
You need to understand how things work in order to troubleshoot problems effectively.
So a solid educational background is crucial.
Absolutely. But beyond that, you need critical thinking skills,
Okay.
a logical approach to problem solving, and the ability to think outside the box when traditional solutions don't work.
So it's about combining technical knowledge with creativity and ingenuity.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the importance of communication and teamwork.
Collaborating with others to find solutions.
Precisely. Often the best solutions emerge from brainstorming, with colleagues seeking advice from more experienced engineers and working together to implement solutions.
So it's a collaborative effort, not a solo mission.
Exactly. And remember, every problem you solve adds to your experience and expertise, making you a more valuable asset to the ship and the crew.
That's great advice. Now let's talk about another aspect of the job that's often mentioned in RoleCatcher's Career Guide, The demanding work schedule.
Ah, yes, the reality of life at sea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Long hours and extended periods away from home are part of the deal.
Right.
Can you paint a realistic picture of what this work schedule entails?
Well, as a ship assistant engineer, you'll typically work in shifts, often 12 hours on and 12 hours off.
It's a demanding rotation.
It is.
Yeah.
And you need to be prepared to work weekends and holidays as the ship operates 2004/7.
So it's not a 9-to-5 job.
Not at all. And depending on the type of ship and its route, you could be away from home for weeks or even months at a time.
That requires a certain level of commitment and adaptability.
It certainly does. It's important to be mentally and physically prepared for the demands of this lifestyle.
What are some strategies for managing this challenging work schedule?
Well, staying organized and prioritizing tasks is crucial. You need to make the most of your time on and off duty, so time management skills are essential.
Absolutely. And it's important to stay connected with loved ones back home, even when you're thousands of miles away.
Yeah, technology can certainly help with that.
It's a lifeline.
Right.
Regular video calls, emails, and messages can help bridge the distance.
Absolutely.
And what about maintaining a healthy lifestyle while at sea? That can be challenging.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
Make time for exercise, eat a balanced diet, and get enough sleep.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions the importance of physical fitness for this role.
Yes, the work can be physically demanding, so staying in shape is essential.
And what about mental well-being? How can ship assistant engineers cope with the potential stress and isolation of working at sea?
That's an important consideration. It's crucial to have coping mechanisms for stress,
Okay.
whether it's exercise, meditation, reading, or connecting with fellow crew members.
So it's about finding healthy outlets and building a support system on board.
Exactly. And remember, there are resources available to support your well-being.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions the International Transport Workers Federation, which advocates for seafarers' rights and well-being.
Yes, there are organizations that can provide assistance and guidance if you're struggling with the demands of the job.
That's reassuring to know. Now, as we approach the final part of our deep dive, I want to shift our focus to the financial aspect of the ship assistant engineer career path.
Yes, the all-important question of compensation.
Exactly. RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions that this role offers a good salary, but can you provide more specifics about earning potential?
Well, salaries can vary depending on factors like experience, location, type of ship, and the company you work for.
So it's a broad range.
It is.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, ship assistant engineers can earn a comfortable living.
And what about additional benefits?
Many maritime companies offer benefits packages that include health insurance, retirement plans, and paid time off.
So there's more to consider than just the base salary.
Absolutely. It's important to factor in the overall compensation package when evaluating job offers.
And what about opportunities for career growth and increased earnings?
As you gain experience and advance to higher level positions, your earning potential increases significantly.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide outlines the typical responsibilities and career progression for ship assistant engineers.
Yes, with dedication and continuous learning, you can climb the ranks and command a higher salary.
So it's a career path with good earning potential and opportunities for financial growth.
It certainly is. And that's another compelling reason to consider this rewarding and in-demand profession.
Now, before we wrap up this segment of our deep dive, I'd like to touch on a topic that's becoming increasingly important in the maritime industry: sustainability.
Ah, yes, a crucial consideration for the future of shipping.
Exactly. RoleCatcher's Career Guide mentions the growing focus on reducing emissions and improving fuel efficiency in the shipping sector. How can ship assistant engineers contribute to this effort?
They play a vital role, from optimizing engine performance to implementing new technologies and even exploring alternative energy sources. Ship assistant engineers are at the forefront of this green revolution in shipping.
So it's not just about keeping the ship running smoothly. It's about doing it in a way that's environmentally responsible.
Exactly. And with a growing awareness of climate change and the impact of shipping on the environment, this aspect of the job is only going to become more important in the years to come.
That's a great point. It sounds like there's a real opportunity for ship assistant engineers to make a positive impact on the world.
There is, and that's another compelling reason to consider this rewarding and in-demand profession.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to revisit a topic we touched on earlier: the use of RoleCatcher's AI for tailoring your interview responses and getting personalized feedback. Can you elaborate on why this feature is so valuable for job seekers?
Of course. It's like having a secret weapon in your arsenal. Imagine being able to fine-tune your answers, identify areas for improvement, and practice your delivery, all with the help of an intelligent system that understands the specific job requirements and the company's culture.
It sounds like a game changer. How does it actually work?
You simply input your answers to practice interview questions into the platform, and RoleCatcher's AI analyzes your responses, providing tailored feedback. It might suggest adding more detail to certain areas, highlighting your key skills and experience, or even suggesting ways to structure your answers for maximum impact.
So it's like having a personal interview coach who knows exactly what the employer's looking for.
Precisely. And by combining this AI-powered feedback with the insights and guidance from RoleCatcher's career and interview guides, you're setting yourself up for success in your job search.
That's incredible.
It certainly is. And that's another compelling reason to consider this rewarding and in-demand profession.
That's incredible. So as we wrap up, what's the one thing you really want our listeners to walk away with?
It's this. A ship assistant engineer isn't just about fixing engines. It's about problem-solving leadership and even a bit of adventure.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, if you're ready for a challenge, this career path offers incredible rewards,
Yeah.
both personally and professionally.
Well said. And remember, RoleCatcher is there every step of the way.
They are.
From prepping for that interview to charting your course for a successful career.
Exactly. So go out there and make waves.
Love it. And that concludes our deep dive into the world of ship assistant engineers. We hope this episode has been helpful, and until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.